Hey guys, Python in 5 minutes. Let's go. We can comment out a line using hash and we use triple speech marks for multiple lines. Next we have variables. They are used to store data. There are different types of data that can be stored in a variable. We have string, integers. If we want digits in decimal places, we use float, and we also have boolean, which can either be true or false. We can use the print statement to have an output, and we use input statement to ask the user for an input. Now like I said, we can assign string to a variable, and there are several ways we can play around with our string. It's called string manipulation. Strings are array of characters, and we can know the length of our string with this built-in function. We can use strip function to strip the string of spaces. There is split function that splits the string at a specified separator. We have lower function that converts the string in lowercase, and then we also have the upper function. There are many more string manipulation functions. Moving on, you can convert a string into an integer, but not if the string consists of any alphabets. We can use type function to find out what kind of variable it is. Then we have if statement. If the logical condition we gave is true, then the following code will run. Here k is greater than v, so the code will run. We can also assign the code to run if the condition is not true by else statement. K is not equal to v, so it ran the code given inside the else statement. Python supports the usual logical conditions from our basic maths. We can also throw in multiple conditions using logical operators like and or not. In case of and, the code will only run if both the conditions are true. In case of or, only one true condition can get the code running. There are 4 built-in data types in Python that are used to store collections of data. The one that you will use the most is list. Lists are created using square brackets. We can store multiple items in the list. The items are indexed and can be referred like this. The indexing in Python always starts with 0. We can add an item to the list using append, and we can also delete this item using remove. Tuples are defined using round brackets, and the different thing about them is that they are ordered and are unchangeable, meaning we cannot append, remove, or change any item this time. Sets are defined using curly brackets. Sets are unchangeable as well, but we can add items to it. They are usually used for sorting data in groups. There are several sorting commands that we can use. Dictionaries are used to store data values in key value pair. They are also defined using the curly brackets. The keys are assigned certain values using colon. The values can be referred and changed using the key name. Now we don't want to write the same code again and again, so Python programming language provides several types of loops to handle looping requirements. While loop is used to execute a block of statement repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied. The loop stops when the given condition becomes false. We can also use else statement with this loop. The for loop is used for iterating over a sequence like list, tuple, string, etc. It will iterate through every single item in the data type, and we can use break if we want to stop the loop after a condition is achieved. For loop is also very useful when we know the number of times we want the loop to iterate. We can use it like for I in range 5, here the loop will iterate 5 times. Functions are basically blocks of codes and are executed when they are called. And we can define them using def followed by the name of the function. We can define variables inside the function, but that won't affect our rest of the code as the scope of the variable will be local. We can also pass parameters to our function, and we can also have our function return a value that we can later assign to a variable. Now Python is an object-oriented language, which means we can create objects, and these objects can have properties and methods. Object is basically an instant of the class, so we can create a class using class followed by the name. Now we give it an init, and this is called when the object is created. This can be used to assign our object some properties. Scooby is our object, breed and age is its properties. We also want to apply some methods to our object. For that, we need to define a function in our class. Let's define a speak method inside our class. Now we can apply this speak method to Scooby. So that was it, guys. Obviously there's a lot more to the language and I will be uploading videos about that in the future. I hope you guys stick around to check them out. I'll see you in the next one.